Well, good morning. It's Randy T-Bird here out in Phoenix, Arizona, and today is kind of a milestone, an event. Let me back up a little bit. It's Sunday morning. Sorry about that, merging into traffic. Today, with this video, this is my 100th video. And this last week, crossed over 200 subscribers. So it's kind of a milestone event here on this week. And with this video, this is video number 100. Yes, I did go back and count them all, and a couple of them were only 12-15 seconds long, but still, I'm taking the milestone. I started this channel after watching a lot of other vlogs back in June of last year. My lovely wife bought me a GoPro for my Father's Day, Christmas, New Year's, birthday, everything combined in one. It was quite a thing. And then I went through the usual experience everybody does, is having to buy the accessories that make it all come together and work. And finally, after messing around with them for a couple of weeks, I got my vlogging setup done on my helmet, and after also a couple of videos with nothing but wind noise and not really understanding, and lots of research on YouTube and on the internet on how to eliminate such things, I went with the external microphone. And all of you that vlog know how all that goes in the beginning, and so far here I am, and I think my editing is improved, and I've learned how to put together some better videos, and obviously some people are liking it because I am getting more subscribers. So all that said, today's video, riding on kind of a hazy morning here in Arizona. I'm headed out to Saguaro Lake. Haven't been out there for a while. Yeah, it's about 50 miles from Phoenix. It's not a terribly long ride, but it's a nice ride. Got a lot of smoke in the air because there's been multiple fires here. You folks in California are dealing with that, and I feel for you because it's happened here, continues to happen. We haven't had much rain, although last week we did get monsoons. Thursday night we had quite a spectacular monsoon. We had a lot of rain, even at my house, which is in the middle of town, which doesn't usually get a lot of rain. We had lightning and thunder and blowing wind, and lasted a couple hours. Actually rained enough where the streets were flowing, the gutters were flowing, and of course that all made for an incredibly humid next morning. And it's been really humid here lately. The dew point's been in high 50s, low 60s, which makes it a little swampy. If you're doing anything outside, it definitely gets sweaty. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. I want to give a big shout out and thanks to Chopper Fett and Fletch Dinah for having me on their podcast, or not podcast, but the YouTube live channel. That was a lot of fun after I finally figured out the audio. My technical inexperience is showing, but I was hearing a big echo, and it was hard to understand, and I didn't know when I was talking and when I was listening, so figured that out about halfway through, and then really enjoyed that, and I thank you guys for inviting me. I appreciate that. During the live broadcast, I actually gained several subscribers, so thank you folks for that. I appreciate that. And these guys out here, these other vloggers, have been a big help to me. These guys, JP1970, Fletch Dinah, of course Chopper Fett, and his technical wizardry on editing and putting together videos. I strive to be that good, but working on it over time. But it was a lot of fun being on there and seeing and talking to people from around the world, and I hope I could do that again here someday. still been hot out here in Arizona. It was only 106 yesterday. I say only because that's as cool as it's been in the month of August. We've had temperatures above 110 and hovered in the 115 range. And even as we speak right now, it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little after 7. It's in the 90s now. And we did have a nice cloud cover, but now the sun is back out. And that has starting to warm things up some more. I don't know if it's going to have any more clouds today. Supposedly there's a chance of a monsoon, but I don't see. We won't know that till late afternoon. The clouds start coming up. Yeah, we're getting into the area that had a little bit of burn to it. Some areas after the rain, it's kind of washed some of the ash away, and it'll come back. Some of the other areas are burned really bad, so that might not ever come back the way it was. But you see a contrast here and there from either side of the road as the areas that did not burn versus the areas that did. So I'm going to be heading off on the Bush Highway here shortly, quarter mile or half mile, and headed down to the lake. Saguaro Lake is a man-made lake out here in the desert on the Salt River. One of many lakes in the Salt River chain of dams that starts with Roosevelt Dam, the famous Roosevelt Dam that was up there and built in like the early 1900s and named after one of our great presidents, Theodore Roosevelt, a great man. He apparently took a motor car, which is what they called them back in the early days, a motor car, and went up the Salt River Canyon, the road that they cut to build this lake. And if you've ever been up that road, that's has a tremendous view as it goes through the Salt River Canyon and everything. But wow, in 1903 or 4 or whatever that was back then, I don't know the exact date, that was quite an undertaking for the President of the United States. I'm sure he had plenty of backup with soldiers or whatever, but that man could take care of himself. He was a Rough Rider in the War of 1898, and he was a cowboy out west, and quite a story. If you've never read the story of Theodore Roosevelt, got to check that out. The man is a legend. All right, headed down toward the lake now. This is going down to the culminating down at the Salt River Canyon and the Salt River down here. This is the last of the chain of lakes down here before you get to the valley. There's some, you know, as the river goes along, as you get farther down, there's some kind of, oh, I don't know, like retention ponds or whatever, flood control type stuff down there. When it's clear out here, the mountain views are spectacular. You got the Superstition Mountains in the distance there. You go in and out of the curves and you see them and then you don't. Still the desert. It's a little bit higher, Sonoran Desert here. Maybe about 2,000 feet. There's some riders. A couple of Springer Softails. Look like bad boys. You don't see many of those, especially 2 of them at one time. Those bikes hold their value from what I've been told. Okay, we got a burned area here. As you can see, lots of ash, and the creosote bushes, Palo Verdes, manzanitas are all burned up. The saguaros may or may not survive. I hope they do. I had not been down the road since the fire, and it looks like it was fairly spotty down here, and some areas closer to the road burned. But yeah, it looks looks like it burned up the mountainside too. That's pretty burned. Out in the distance, I don't know if you can see it from my point of view, there's a rock formation down there called Weaver's Needle. It's just that spire that's, as we go by the hillside, it blocks it. A spire that you see out there at about 11 o'clock. More charred scenery here. Very sad what careless people can do. As you look to the north, there's quite a bit of burn. This area was closed for a while after the burn to keep people out while they mopped up, I suppose. Butcher Jones Road, there's a beach down there. It is closed. God, I hope the lake's open. So it must have burned down by the beach. There's like a little cove in there that people could go. It's a swimming cove. It usually gets pretty crowded in the summer. Okay, now we're here. It's not burned. So fire is almost like tornadoes. It's very fickle. A tornado could take 3 houses on a street and leave one standing. It's just one of those bizarre things of nature. Some great views of the mountains and the canyons there on the other side of the lake. Again, I hope the lake's open. There's a marina down in there that's pretty cool. You get some good views of the lake. Well, I don't see any barricades. Saguaro del Norte recreation area. Here we are. Got a quail running across the road down there. That's cool. The guy riding his bagger through here. Pretty soon you will come around and you will see this beautiful lake out here. Pretty good sized lake. Lots of boats, jet skis. Fishermen get way back in there, and I'm not sure what kind of fish are out here. Bass probably. Different kinds. I don't think there's trout. I could be wrong. Okay, there is a fee area. I'm not going back there. It doesn't go back very far anyway, so there's really nothing else to see, and it is closed. Well, that's frustrating. That is very frustrating. That's frustrating. But with the fires and everything, well, this is Randy T-Bird, and I'm going to be turning around and going somewhere else. I'm going to cut this video off, and we will talk to you in a little while. Hey, it's Randy T-Bird here. I'm on the return leg of my ride today. It's starting to get really hot, very humid today. Anyway, this is a culmination, not the culmination, this continuation of my 100th video. And once again, I do appreciate all you subscribers and all of you that have followed my exploits as I try to turn into a real motovlogger. Was out today, out to a couple places, and a lot of things are closed out here, probably due to both COVID and the big fires that have been going on. Unfortunately, I was not able to get into the lake area, and that was kind of a bummer, but hey, you know, it's all about the ride anyway. So I would have liked to have gone further back in there and got some more video, but you got your brief glimpse of the lake, and I'll put up a link to the video that I did last year when I went to the lake, so I will check that out. Oh, these long lights suck in this hot weather, but I think we're about ready to get a green here. I'm out in Fort McDowell right now, again on my way back. So the thing is, you could ride in 115 degrees or 110 degrees. It ain't much fun, but you could do it. I have done it. These days, I guess I'm kind of picky about my situations. You know, you get to be an older man, and you definitely don't have the strength and stamina that you did when you were in your 20s. You know, I rode some pretty shaky bikes back in the early days, and a 30-mile ride was a big accomplishment if you didn't break down. So, but now these modern bikes, I'm riding a 2020 Harley, as you all know, and just an awesome motorcycle, and as reliable as anything on wheels out there these days, you know. And the naysayers that ride other brands that seem to hate Harley Davidson for no real good reason will say that, you know, they're going to break down, whatever, but they really don't. Anything can break down, but for the most part they don't. And the last 4 Harley Davidsons that I've had have been amazingly reliable motorcycles, as reliable, more reliable than the cars I've had at times. So at any rate, we're out here just riding and enjoying what's left of the partially cool air flowing over my body. It's if you're moving, it's not bad. If you're stopped, it gets warm. So trying to time the traffic lights. There's only a few of them out here this way, but try to time them because they seem to be really long lights as everything's feeding into the main highway. And as I say that, I catch a yellow. It's okay. Flip open my shield, get a little bit of air flowing in here. Well, maybe I will. Sometimes these awry shields can be very frustrating with gloves on. They get that lock thing going on there, and they don't want to move. There we go. Now I got some air flowing. It's so bright out here in Arizona in the summer, even in the winter really, but mostly in the summer. It is so bright that even with a dark shield, it has some KTMs right on, or Africa Twins, one of the two, whatever. They're pretty cool. But I digress there. It's so bright out here that even with a dark shade and sunglasses, it's still super bright. And I got the darkest sunglasses you could find at the darkest end of the scale without being, you know, welder's glasses, just to knock off some of this. After cataract surgery a few years ago, my eyes don't do well with super bright. There we go. We're moving again. Anyway, so we're headed on the way home here. This is Randy T-Bird out in Arizona. I hope you all are doing well and enjoying your summer, and the parts of you guys that summer's winding down, I feel for you. But our good part of the year is coming up. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and notification, and like my videos. Again, you're watching video number 100 of my vlogging career. This is Randy T-Bird out in Arizona saying goodbye, good riding.